Mm.
You understand?
So tomorrow is the actual election day. What advice do you have for Nigerian voters, eligible voters we are talking about?
People should go out, vote, don't fight. For me, anything that will not bring Buhari back to power. I'm a Christian.
Let's do it.
Any government that is against my religion, any government that is against the peace and progress of the nation, any government who cannot build our economy, any government who is not sound mentally, who is sick, it does not fit to lead us. Ask us, some people voting Buhari now, ask them if they are business owners. If a person like Buhari comes to them for an interview to be employed into their business, into their companies, will they employ him with the kind of interview they've seen him go through, or with the kind you saw his interview on NTA just some weeks ago?
We say Buhari is the best president we have ever had. We are referring to in terms of him fighting corruption in the country. It might be weak in other areas, but when it comes to corruption or fighting corruption in Nigeria, Pastor Tony said he is the best president that we have ever had in Nigeria.
For me, I would totally disagree with that. If we're talking about presidents who have really done well in terms of fighting corruption in Nigeria, Buhari is even the worst once counting list. Because you know why? If you say let's talk about it, we'll ask ourselves, what is corruption? People think money laundry. That's the only thing a lot of Nigerians know as corruption. Money laundry is the least of corruption. Any president that has no respect for the rule of law, avoidance of the rule of law, that's the highest form of corruption. People, do you think they don't see money laundry in other parts of the world? Even the country where you stay, politicians take money, they steal. But you must allow this law to take its course. Because the only thing that brings a nation together is the law of the land. You understand? Because Nigeria is a people, Nigeria is a nation of different tribes, different religion, different race. What brought us together is the law of the land, which is our constitution. But when any president can be able to abuse that, that's the highest form of corruption. You understand?
When you say Buhari has abused the law, you have to make it clear to us in what way.
For the first of its kind in the history of Nigeria, where even journalists, even people who protest can be easily put behind bars without nothing even going on. That's an abuse. Where you can easily infringe on people's rights, nothing happens. Even when so many court injunctions have been violated, and people do come and tell me that such a president is fighting corruption. No, it's not fighting corruption. The president is only interested in his own agenda, and we know what the plan of the president is. See, let's not joke about this. Let's not just overlook it. As far as I'm concerned, this president has no plan. This president has no vision for Nigeria and Nigerians. The only thing he has is only his religion. He's just he's so religious. And do you know that Nigeria has never been this divided? It's in the history of Nigeria. That do you know that even as we speak, there is even religious crisis going on in Nigeria that people don't talk about. Even a lot of them know.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So when talking about corruption, you can't just talk about how do you say you are fighting corruption? Somebody says, show me your friends, and I will tell you who you are. Do you know there's a lot of petition against the present APC chairman, Oshomole? It's from our state. A lot. Somebody has written to EFCC so many uncountable times. Nothing has been done. And you tell me the president is fighting corruption. How come Akpabio that was persecuted some months ago, when he switched over to APC, he became Saint Akpabio? What corruption is he fighting? Or is he the governor from the north that was caught on camera collecting money from the contractor, the bribe? And the same governor, less than a week, he probably went and raising the governor's hand. When he was asked on a live interview, he was asking that he did not know the camera that was used for what? And somebody do come out and tell me such a person is fighting corruption when the people that are around him are all corrupt people who have looted their states, looted the nation. and somebody tell me this president is fighting corruption. It's not fighting anything. Buhari has never been a sincere man from the beginning. So many people just say once he comes, he has been a fractional man. In 1983, when he came also as the president, what did he do? The likes of Abu Salih, who did well in the South, who did not have anything, they were jailed. Abu Salih died in the hands of this man. And dear people, the challenge I have with Nigerians is that we don't really look back at where we are coming from. We don't have, and people don't really look back at history. When this man came first, in the first time, what did he do that Nigerians will say, yeah, this is the reason why we voted him? Nothing. Okay. The people from the South, people from the East, all of them were all jailed. The ones from the North, from his place, he gave them presidential pardon. They were moving freely. What did Abu Salih did that made him last so long in the prison? That even when he was sick, he was not even released until he was out of control. That's how Abu Salih died. Can you tell me, if you are counting in the state where we come from, Edo State, if you are counting governors who have done well in the state, you must call the names of Abu Salih. Abu Salih is one on the list. Before you call one.
I still remember the time of Abu Salih. That is when we had this free education, free, not for sale. Books at that time were all not for sale. They would write not for sale on it. I still remember. I was very young there, but I still remember. We have never had any governor like that before in Edo State.
What was the sin of Abu Salih? Yeah. What was the sin of Abu Salih? Why did they make Buhari to jail him? People don't ask questions. Nigerians are always moved by what they always moved by little things they hear. Empty promises. They forget the past so easily. And that's why that's why we're in this mess that we had today. How can somebody tell you that they will freeze power in less than 6 months and you believe all that cook and bull story? How can people tell you, somebody who has never managed any business in his life before, ask them, if Buhari said he's really fighting corruption, do you know he has never declared his assets as we speak to you now?
But how come Buhari's regime is arresting journalists?
That's to tell you that that's the corruption we're talking about. Anybody that speaks against his government, you start going after the person, and you tell me this person is fighting corruption. Then is that not the highest form of corruption? When you infringe in people's rights, when Nigeria is a country where people have a right to do whatever they want to do, then where you come, as long as you come and infringe on their right, where they cannot protest about the wrong deeds of the government, when they do it, if you are speaking against the government, you are the enemy, and you say hate speech. Where did the word hate speech come from? Where did it came from? When the likes of Erufai could say that if any external body involved in the election, they will carry their body in bags. Is that not the worst hate speech? When the thing is done by an APC man, it is good. But when it's done by anybody who have the interest of the country at heart, it is wrong. Then they will tag the person as a PDP person. And you tell me so the person is fighting corruption.
You know what happened? You know that Sambo Dasuki is still in detention right now.
Do you know that there is a court injunction to release him?
Yeah, the federal government they refused his bail.
Then is that person fighting corruption when the person cannot obey the rule of law? When the court said he should be free, the federal government refused his bail. On what ground?
Yes, the federal government, they refused because the court ordered for his bail. Yeah, but the federal government rejected it. He's still in detention right now.
Ask them why did the federal government reject it, and why will somebody now come out to tell me Buhari is fighting corruption? Who brought him to power? Is it not the likes of Amechi and Oshomole who looted their state, even Lagos, the likes of Tinubu and others? See, a product of corruption can never fight the same corruption that brought him to power. It's impossible. See, for us to be able to fight this corruption into the deepest level, I don't see any of the two leading political parties right now being able to do that. You ask me why? Because of the kind of politics we play. APC is not the way out of this mess that Nigeria is right now. You know why? Because it's like a cartel. They protect their own common interests. That's why they can move from one party to the other at will. When anything happens and anything is there, they just switch. It's like somebody just changing SIM card. You understand? They protect their own common interests. That is just a normal thing. And if you look, what the kind of politics do we play? You look, there's too much power involved in the federal government, too much power bestowed upon the state government. See, we are not ready. And the youth are just dancing along. My own state, the state where I come from, a whole state assembly voted against their own autonomy. Until the local government have their own autonomy, all the assemblies have their own autonomy, where everything, the reason why it is difficult to fight it right now, the state government and the federal government is so powerful that whatever you do, they can force you to do what you're not supposed to do. And even as a local government chairman, even when you're supposed to break away to do something to your people, for your people, you know that when it comes to a time, you must be nominated by this same governor to win the election and put in your hand. So it becomes a case that he who plays the piper dictates the tone. But when it's a case where every local government, when there's local government autonomy, when every local government chairman knows that I'm not answerable to the governor, because whatever I'm doing is on my local government, for my people,
independent,
things begin to go the right way. Things begin to go the right way. This same power that the state government have now will be reduced. And if all the state assembly have their own autonomy, then when the state government is going out of hand, there will be a state assembly who can call him to order or impeach him. But what we have now is just one man, some group of people dictating the pace or dictating the things that goes on in the country and in their various states. That's why the likes of Tinubu can hold Lagos State ransom since 1999. That whatever comes to Lagos, even as a governor, as a commissioner, as a local government chairman, must first of all pass through him. No matter whether you are good, as long as you are not answerable to him, you become an enemy of him, and the whole politician of the state will turn against you. Just like what they are doing against Abode now.
You said the time of Goodluck Jonathan, he wanted to implement this self-autonomy to local governments so that they will have more power to implement some laws that will always benefit their own local governments, right?
You see, during Jonathan's regime, one of the things that they brought on was this local government autonomy. It really started, was all under Jonathan. State government and everything kicked against it, because they know that when they grant the local government autonomy, they will no longer have this strong influence over the local government.
Under the state governors, right?
Because the money will no longer come through them. So they can no longer make these people their slave. Let me tell you, every local government chairman is like a boy to the state chairman, the state governor. That's why they see them as their toy. They feast their boys, win election for them. And even if any money comes from the federal level that's supposed to be given to them, they can decide to give them 50%, and the rest will go into their personal account. Nothing happens.
Really?
That's why you see all these local government chairman going there to pay homage to them, going there to serve them and see them as gods. You understand? But when you grant them local government autonomy, every local government becomes also as powerful as the state governor in its own local government. Just like the way now where the president has no power over the governors. Because every governor is also there, they have the place where they also preside over. So also the local government will also have their own local government to also handle.
Do you think if they grant a self-autonomy to local governments, it will reduce corruption in Nigeria? That is
one because you know why do we have this high level of corruption? There is too much power at the federal and the state level. So devolving this power to the grassroots will really go a long way to help. You know, when a man has so much power, there's that tendency for the man to misbehave. But when this power are being brought down, you see that everything will go through, even if not total, at least to a level, it will come down. You understand? That's the way it should go. But there's too much power at both the state and federal level. That's why we are seeing a lot of this misbehaving. Too much power. That's why we will see that we will never see the dividends of democracy to even the grassroots level, because the politicians, the local government chairman and the councillor, they are errand boys to these state governments, to these state governors. They are the ones that have picked them, so they will be answerable to these same people that have picked them, because they know that it did not take me and you to feast them there. So when you develop this power, when every local government is on its own, you see that these local government chairmen know that they will still need to go to this people for votes. They will not need to do things that will benefit the people, so that even if they want to come back or even they want to do anything, even for future, they will see people who will stand by them. People will stand for them and say yes to vote them. That's the way to go. Because even as a councillor, if you do well, if the councillor that if the councillor self is worked very well, but the councillor say I want to go for a local government chairman, I want to go to any to contest any other thing, then you see people to stand by him. But now because we have power and at the state level, you see everybody hanging around the state level, where the governor becomes the so-called godfather that dictates whatever goes on in the states.
Okay.
That's why you see most local government election, it's always unpicked. We don't do election for local government. It's just wants to waste money. The governors always unpicked their boys and picked in those places.
Okay, please, I have something to say. Please, if you are watching right now, help me to share this video, because I'm not in the position of sharing this video because I'm using my telephone to broadcast this show right now. Please help me to share it to my...
It's going to get to a time where there's going to be a revolution in Nigeria. This election might bring that revolution. If Buhari does not hand over, or Buhari does not give up, because I know Buhari is not going to win. If he does not give up easily, it might lead to revolution. And that revolution is the only way out. Where after all the struggles, we now need to sit down on the round table to ask ourselves, do we still want to live together as one Nigeria? We now need to agree on that. After we've agreed on that, we now need to also agree, how do we want to run this nation? We don't want this federal system of government. We want the true federalism, where everybody go back to their region. See, in a very sane society, in the developed nations around the world, they no longer run this central system of government where everything goes to the federal level. Government has been run to even the country where you are there, they have region, from the regions to the states.
Yes.
Everything has been developed to a level.
Yes, here we have three levels of the government. We have the federal, we have the province, and we have the municipal. You understand? So it's three levels of government.
But Nigeria, we are still dealing with this federal system of government. Here you have the federal, you have the regions, where as you call that a province, that's the region. It gets to a level where every state survives on its own. Do you know this federal system of government that we're running? It has made so state made our governors to become so lazy. And this is what the people are running into government, politicians are running into it, because they want to feed on the oil in the south, feed on the oil which is just from one part of the country. But the north have agriculture.
The camera is, you didn't position your camera properly.
Okay. Do you know we can feed on agriculture? Did not have good land. We've totally neglected agriculture. We are not too many that we cannot feed ourselves. When we are still exporting rice, exporting food, that's nonsense. So until we get to a level where we do true federalism, where every state has to survive on its own, every region has to survive on its own, most of these politicians, most of these governors will not go and enhance what is available to them in their state and their regions, because they've depended so much on the oil. Or maybe if you see the relevant on oil is reducing by the day. The relevant on oil is reducing by the day. Between now and 2020, a lot of things is going to go down. Then I will see, what will Nigeria fall back on when we've depended so much on oil? That's a very big question. And we have good lands. We have good lands that we can even work more on agriculture. But nothing is being done. We are just depending on this thing. Do you know even where I come from? Do you know, because of this federal, this one system of government we're running, it doesn't even make some states not to even do a lot of things they're supposed to do. And it has made people who are going to be able to play politics at the federal level to make them not to grow. The very big thing is, you know, from like those states where we come from, like the Gelegele seaport. If you do the Gelegele seaport and turn and try to build an international airport in Edo State, do you know Edo State will take over this this Lagos, as you say, Lagos is a commercial state. They will take over that position from Lagos. How do we take it over from Lagos? Edo is a central state. Wherever, if you are going to anywhere, you must pass through Edo State. Somebody will tell you that they better do something in Edo State than for me to steal from Delta to still be heading to Edo State. But do you know why they will not allow it to work? If the Gelegele seaport is functioning, a lot of things will leave Lagos. Even companies want to move to Edo State.
Yes, many companies. Yes,
so that's the issue. That's why this federal system of government we are running is not good. It's not helping different states.
Okay.
You understand? If this Gelegele seaport start functioning now, and there is an international airport in Edo State, do you know Edo State will turn to a commercial state? And do you think the Yoruba man from Lagos and their Yoruba Kaba will not permit this for federal government to be able to do something about this Gelegele seaport?
Yes,
they want to do everything to work. They want to do everything to work against it for it not to work.
Work, especially that Edo State is a minority state. You understand?
That's where we must. That's why until we begin to practice true federalism, a lot of things will not work.
In Nigeria.
That's where the problem is. You understand? That's where the problem. That's where the problem is.
Yes.
And you see, that's the reason. That's the and you know, because we are among the minority. Once it comes to the federal level, nobody to really play this politics for us. That's why you see Edo will still, some of these states who are among the minority, who are feeding the country, will still remain undeveloped. The likes of Delta, Edo, and all that.
Yes.
You understand? So one of the things we are supposed to be fighting about when it comes to we really enjoying this dividend of democracy is no, we don't no longer to operate this federal system of government again. It has killed us for too long. We now need to devolve power. We need to go back to region and states, where every state survive on its own and pay whatever they want to pay to federal, just like the way it is done in the civilized country. You understand? Okay. But you know why a lot of them will not let it work. The Northern Cabal will kick against this, because when we need to do it like that, it will not favor them.
Yes,
they will no longer. You see, if you do it like that, these people fighting for being the president of the country, you see, there will no longer be this too much interest, because there's no longer too much money and too much power there.
I don't. This Gelegele seaport, do you think is something that will work?
It is difficult for it to work now, because even we, as a people, Edo people, we are not ready. Because the people we are, do you know, as we are pledging loyalty now, the so-called people, the APC cabal from Edo State, the so-called politicians from Edo State, who are supposed to even be pushing this interest, they are all under the influence of the likes of Tinubu. Do you think the likes of Tinubu will sit down for you to build that when they know that it will impact, it will hinder his own in the state?
Yes, in your state, yeah.
That's what the problem is. That's why I keep saying these politicians do not have our interest.
They are protecting their common interest. You know, we are very minority when you look at Edo States. Edo States, we have few people in the political harem, mostly in the federal level. You understand? So we need somebody there that will push for this policy, that will push for it. But we don't have so much of our people there.
Because we know, you know why? When it comes to the federal